Hi, today I'm going to review a book which is very much in the mould of the classic spy novels such as Riddle of the Sands and The 39 Steps. More akin to a whodunit than to the kiss kiss bang bang that we're familiar with from James Bond and his contemporaries. This book is set at the start of the First World War. I previously reviewed Gavin Lyle's Matthew Rankin's series about an army officer recruited into Secret Service, and these books were set in the run-up to the First World War. Now, Alan Judd, a prolific author who actually served in SIS, has penned a delightful tale set in the early part of the war. Emily Gray, who's fluent in several languages, is the goddaughter to Reginald Blinker Hall, the head of Admiralty's Room 40, which was the code-breaking operation, the highly successful and very, very secret code-breaking organisation in the first and before the First World War, which obviously has links to what became GCHQ, Bletchley Park, for the Second World War. So Admiral Hall recommends Emily to the head of the Secret Service, who is Mansfield Cumming, a former naval officer who has recently lost the major part of one of his legs in a car accident. So he was well known for having an artificial leg. And he runs British intelligence from his office at 2 Whitehall Court. The working and office routine are described and seem spot on for such a sub-rosa outfit. Nevertheless, it's part of a British bureaucracy, so you have that two things together. Emily is briefed to sail to the Netherlands to debrief an agent who has vital intelligence and her language skills are needed. A Royal Marine Lieutenant, Nigel Nisbet, accompanies her as a sort of bodyguard. He's really out of his depth, but he believes his efforts are superior. He thinks he's doing a great job, and he thinks that Emily is subordinate to him. So Emily returns with a sketchy outline of a planned German sabotage attack. There's some code words, code names, stuff's been lost in translation. It's all very nebulous, but they start putting it together. And it seems that it's likely to be an attack at Rosyth, where the British Grand Fleet, which was an amazing collection of warships, all the dreadnoughts, battleships, etc., that used to fill the sea to the horizon, was due to arrive at Rosyth. Date was classified. She's introduced to Vernon Kell, an MI5, the head of MI5. Now, originally, Kell and Cumming shared an office. This was in 1909 when the Secret Service Bureau was set up. Ironically, with me mentioning these classic spy fiction books, such as Riddle of the Sands. The Secret Service Bureau was set up because of a wave of public panic over the threat of enemy spies, particularly German spies, which was whipped up by spy fiction, both in the books and serialized in some newspapers, principally by a writer called William Le Queux. This led to His Majesty's government being forced to take action, and it's not the last time that a government has been forced into discussing a totally fictitious event or a book or a TV program as if it was real. And so as a result of this disquiet, the Secret Service Bureau was set up with just 2 officers in a room, and it was Vernon Kell and Mansfield Cumming. Then eventually they branched out and went their separate ways with separate responsibilities. Vernon Kell being responsible for domestic security, and Mansfield Cumming for foreign intelligence. Without spoiling the plot, our heroine and her bumbling escort start sniffing around Rosyth, and twists and red herrings ensue in classic spy novel form. The sabotage operation is looming, and it gets very, very tense. Now, I actually guessed what the target was, but only because of the amount I've read about SAS operations, Rhodesian SAS operations in the external countries. I won't say any more, but it was a very feasible operation because it was done very, very regularly by Rhodesian Special Forces. The book was a delight. The attitudes, stereotypes, manners and rituals of the time ring true. Emily and the other members of the service are given no training. After all, it's a bureau set up to counter a mythical threat, and there were no existing experts in tradecraft to train them. It was an activity that hadn't really existed up till then. So who were the experts at it? And they were really told to rely on their wits and to sort of, in the finest British tradition, to muddle through. Emily does find that she has a natural flair for creating cover stories on the fly, and she is something of a natural in the business. The book has references to the suffrage movement, to the Fenian problem, and other contemporary issues. It's very convincing, written by an author whose extensive background in this world, both more modern espionage and the history. And perhaps it's the first of a series. Hopefully so.